A quick fire review of Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1. I think it was amazing. I think it was a really good start to the season. The acting has been phenomenal from Peyton List and William Zabka in particular. The acting in episode 5, which is the last episode of the Part 1, was amazing. The emotional tension of the season so far has been amazing. Some things don't quite work though, so let's just talk about the negatives very quickly because there's very few of them. I think some of the acting sometimes is a bit cheesy, but that's kind of what it's like for every Cobra Kai season, so can I really fault it? Maybe not. And then also the way that Sam LaRusso and Tori Nichols just automatically get along now, it just feels very unnatural, and it feels like we've missed a bit of their story, and also I can never see them being like true friends and true like girlies together. It just didn't really feel right. When you're watching it, you're there like, how did they get from season 5 where they hated each other to just suddenly being like best friends? Because with all the history that they've been through, it don't really make sense. So I think they should have done what they did with Kenny and Anthony's characters, where they're civil, but they're not exactly like best friends. It just doesn't fit right within the story for it to be like that. But everybody else was amazing. Zolo, Tanner, Billy, Peyton List have all been amazing this season. It's honestly been probably the best Cobra Kai has been since like season 4, which I know is like only 2 seasons ago, but it's still a really good start to season 6, and the final scene is amazing. The music this season is amazing. I've even got it on my playlist. Some of it's so good. The fight choreography is really good in my opinion. It feels like everything works. It doesn't feel like it's rigid at all. It all flows correctly. And it doesn't feel like a dance like it sometimes does in other seasons where it's like they're just performing. You know, it actually feels somewhat real this time. So that's a big difference compared to the last few seasons where it's felt like a bit of a dance. It's not been like actually trying to hit each other. But yeah, I've got really no complaints other than that Sam and Tori relationship getting like automatically amazing after all they've been through. So yeah, I'd highly recommend watching it, and I can't wait for part 2 in November, but I feel like it is quite bad. It's so far away. It feels like all the hype will die down, and then you're just getting like a new part like months later, and then you've got to wait for part 3, the last 5 episodes of Cobra Kai, in the next year. When are they coming out next year? We don't know. But if it's like March or April, I think that's a bad decision. I think it needs to come out within a month of each other, but maybe there's a reason behind it. But I think building all this tension and then having people wait for 4 months is also a bad option. So, but there must be a reason, and you just got to wait for it. But yeah, overall, Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1, I'd probably give an 8 out of 10. I've watched it 2 or 3 times now. Enjoyed it every single time I've watched it. So yeah, if you've watched Cobra Kai since the start, it's definite watch it. And if you haven't watched Cobra Kai so far, I'd recommend giving it a try. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it is for you, go right ahead and enjoy it. But yeah, anyway, we're going to now get off and listen to Apologise by Besamorph. It's in one of our outtakes, and you're probably going to enjoy that a little bit. So anyway, have a good rest of your day, guys, and yeah, see you in a bit.